Hello, my lovelies. It is Friday. I've got all kinds of lighting glaring going on behind me here from the window and stuff. Good news is that means that it's sunny and bright out, which is lovely. And I did actually think about doing this outside today, but went outside and it's like crazy windy out there. So I'm like, yeah, that's probably not a whole lot of fun. Oh, yeah, and so you can tell, because that's why I've still got my sunglasses on my head here, that I was going to be outside. But yeah, no, we're back in my basement. Anyways, I wanted to actually chat a little bit, not too much, but a little bit about Facebook ads. I've had a few conversations recently, and I've been doing a ton of research and digging, it's what I do, into Facebook ads. I got to be honest, I'm techie, I'm that geek, and Facebook ads are really, truly not as simple and straightforward as a lot of us are led to believe that they are. Everybody's like, oh, it's really easy to do a Facebook ad. Just, jump in and do this, that, and the other. Problem is that this, that, and the other, it's really hard to drill down and understand it. So I've been taking courses myself and doing a ton of research and learning a ton about it. And the things that I'm learning that I want to share with you is, first and foremost, if you can find a good Facebook ad course of some sort, I really do highly recommend that you take one. And I'm actually gonna compile some options on that, because there's a few different ones out there. I know Lead Pages have one. Rick Mulready is an expert in the field. Can't remember his last name, but a guy by the name of Zach, begins with an S, something or other, whatever, I'm not even going to guess. He puts out a course on Facebook ads, Amy Porterfield. So there's a lot of people in the industries that really do dive in deep on them. And I'm kind of working through a few of them to figure out which ones are best at teaching beginners. Honestly, because that's my interest, that's where the space I'm in, right? So, and I have taken some of these different courses, free ones and paid ones and whatnot, and very different styles. Some of them are really great at slowing it down and just walking you through and giving you those bits and pieces and steps and in order and stuff. Others, oh my goodness, they blast through it so fast and they talk so fast and it's like, like, where's the pause button? So I'm working through that, and I will share my findings with you guys, because of course as well the price ranges are huge. Everywhere from like $47 to $2,000, like it's crazy. So I will share that, but I do recommend, if you don't want to wait for my research, if you want to start digging on your own, I'm finding that some kind of a course that walks you through the details of Facebook ads is a really great idea. Couple of things that I've learned that are really critical with these Facebook ads are pixels. They're really kind of touched on briefly in a lot of the free talks and whatnot. But when you start getting in deeper on them and go to some of the paid courses, they really dive in deep on what a Facebook pixel is, and then the segmentation that they talk about. So they kind of confuse the issue, because they say you can only have one Facebook pixel, and you install that on your site. But then they talk about applying conversion pixels and audience pixels and like all these different things that drill it down. Well, what I've discovered is that is a way of segmenting within Facebook. So you do actually only have one pixel that you install on any of your website or landing page type things. And then within Facebook, you drill it down. So I've heard a lot of people who they've put out money on Facebook ads and they're just like, oh, it's been a waste. I've spent all this money, haven't seen any results. That pixel is a very important piece of the puzzle. And why it's so important is that it helps to drill down your audience that you're targeting to. So it's not just about going into the ads manager and creating an audience that you think is the best to target. By using pixels on your own materials, even if you only have small audiences or low traffic to your website, that Facebook pixel works behind the scenes in Facebook to identify who is actually visiting different parts of your site. And there's so much you can do with that, because there's direct targeting, there's retargeting with different parameters, and there's also then creating lookalike audiences. And those are pretty cool. Like literally you take a group of people and you give that information to Facebook, and it then turns around and says, hey, here's 200,000 people, 1 million people, whatever your parameters are, that look similar to your original audience. So then it helps you to target cold people, like a cold audience, that are similar to the people that you're already connecting with. So there's a lot of power behind that, but it is a learning curve, right? It's really not something that you just want to be diving into blind and hoping you get it right. It gets far too expensive to play around with that, which is another concept, and I don't know if it's a full misconception, but I hear a lot of different opinions as far as, oh, Facebook ads are really cheap, and then other people are like, oh, they're really expensive. It's really important to keep tabs on what you're doing. Oh, hey, Keisha and Peter. Hello. I'm glad you could make it. I'm talking about Facebook ads here. So yeah, with the budgeting on it and stuff, you can actually drill down with your budget to be like $1 a day or $5 a day, and you can run it for 1 or 2 days. There are those options, but you also need to sort of balance that out as to, are you going to end up nickel and diming yourself and seeing no real results, versus if you had, say, put together a small budget of $50 and run that for a 2-day campaign. Those types of things, right? So there's a lot of different ways that you can look at that. Hey, Natalie. A lot of different ways that you can look at the budgets on those. So this is why at the start of the video there, I was saying, I really recommend that you find some kind of a course to take on Facebook. We talk in writing about how getting a good editor and having a good edit and paying for a good cover design, that those are 2 critical investment type pieces. Well, I would follow that with saying that if you are seriously considering using Facebook ads, then investing in some kind of training on how to use those Facebook ads from somebody who is doing it. So it's not really even just a case of having Facebook teach you, through their videos what each piece is supposed to be for, but actually having somebody walk you through how to create your pixel, how to properly install it on your website, how to use their segmentation within Facebook to drill down that audience, and then how to create custom audiences, all that sort of stuff. Another thing that I just learned recently is that even if you're not ready to run Facebook ads, figure out this audience creation thing now, because you can go in and create these audience segments where Facebook will start gathering information for you, even if you're not ready. Like, you don't have to run an ad, doesn't cost anything, but getting these pieces in place, the longer time frame that there is for Facebook to collect this information, the better it will benefit you in the long run, because you're going to be able to then, like I said, create lookalike audiences, and you're going to be able to look at doing some retargeting type stuff. And the retargeting is actually really cool, because what you can do when you've got all these pieces set up, you can actually set it so that you have one batch of ads or a single ad that is targeting people who have visited your site, any page. You can then drill it down and have it target people who have visited a specific page of your website. So if you have a landing page or a sales page or some kind of sign up page that takes them through to a thank you page, right? Like different things like this. I'm not sure. Oh, looks like I'm back. Sorry, it was glitching out there, so I don't know if it cut out on you guys. Cut out on my end. I was just saying that, yeah, so you can actually specifically target people who have visited a specific page of your site. So a thank you page if they've signed up for something or if they've bought something even. So in a way, this comes back to the problems we have with Amazon. We don't get a list of our customers from Amazon. We're not allowed to see that information. So one possibility, and I'm totally off the cuff with this here, but it just came to mind, that if you were to set up a system where you're driving people from Facebook to a specific page on your website that has the information for them to go to Amazon. And then when they click that Amazon button, you have that, they've been to that page. So pieces of all of that can tie together and communicate information to Facebook. So then, although you don't have, a customer list per se, you do have an audience within Facebook of people who have taken that step or have gone to that page and shown an interest. So you can then target those people with ads, and you can create a lookalike audience of those people for new people who might be just as relevant to take those steps. So there's a lot of really cool things. And I think this is the stuff that we kind of lose when we try to dive in and do a lot of the stuff ourselves. And, we're authors. We like to do things on our own. So I really do encourage you that if you can find the means, or even just look for some of the free ones that they do, look for some training on Facebook ads by industry people. And by industry, I mean like online marketers, right? Not so much even just necessarily writers, but just people who are using Facebook ads to generate leads and sales, revenue, all that sort of stuff, and learn from them and really get that information. I will be trying to put information together. I'm kind of new on some of it here, so I don't really feel that I'm at a place where I could put it together and say, hey guys, here's what you do. Okay, but I am working towards that. So when I do have that information, I will totally share it with you guys. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at and what I wanted to share with you there. So get some training on Facebook ads before you start investing the money in it. When you do start investing, start small, go with small budgets, test it, measure it, keep an eye on it. When you're running an ad and it's not working, stop it. Just don't be afraid to cut that campaign off before you end up wasting too much money, and then just revisit what's going on with it. Learn about the pixels, really nail that and figure out what that's all about. Learn about the audiences. Okay. Going on from there, of course, anytime you're doing advertising, your messaging, your images, all of that's really important. You've got to have the right message and whatnot. And one other point, call to action. Do not forget your call to action. And it's amazing how easy it is to forget that. We kind of be a little bit more of that soft sales approach of, well, if you think you might be interested, it'd be cool if you checked us out or whatever, right? No, say, hey, if you want this, I'm going to have it on sale for 24 hours. Click the button right now. You don't need to be pushy, but be clear, right? Be really, really clear in what you want their next step to be. We all are faced with distractions constantly, when we start doing stuff. So having that clear call to action and very specific steps that you want them to take makes it a lot easier for people to actually follow through. So that's another little tidbit there. I think that kind of, just trying to think here, I think that kind of covers it. Like I said, I will be trying to compile some information on what training is out there on the Facebook ads. Some names I mentioned at the beginning, Lead Pages, Rick Mulready, Zach, and I'm so sorry I don't have his name in front of me and I can't get it quickly, so I won't make you wait. I'll put it in the comments later. Amy Porterfield is another one. And those are just a few off the top of my head. So I'll do some digging. I'll find some more and, share that information with you guys. But definitely I do feel that is an investment worth making. So that was a little quick one, I think. I have no idea. It doesn't give me a timer on my camera. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share today. So thanks for joining me, and happy Friday. And I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I hope it's warm and sunny where you are. You can see the reflection behind me here. It's nice and sunny where I am, but it's very windy. So, all right. So have an awesome weekend, you guys, and we will talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.